Hello? Is this thing on? You guys want to see a short that I just uploaded that's really funny? Or at least I think it's really funny. So those of you who don't watch my live streams too often, recently on the Twitch live stream where we usually stream, we were doing solo Grandmaster Lightblade, and I'll let it speak for itself. Solo Grandmaster Lightblade. I'm about to go on the most miserable journey of my life. I'm fucked. Oh my god! I'm so bad! I'm so bad! This is basically me getting obliterated for a minute straight. Why am I doing this? Solo Grand. We ended up beating it though, so I mean, you know, it worked out. It worked out. We ended up beating it. We beat it in the end. So, you know, could have been worse. Could have been worse. At the cost of how much brain damage? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Apparently there's a ton of new seasonal content, so the build that my next video is going to be on, the Stasis Radiant Dance Machines build. We're going to use that for the new seasonal content stuff. Which, am I caught up in the quest? Apparently this week is pretty important. For the story, is what I saw on Twitter. So, doodle around a little bit and see what's going on. Is it the best content today because it's just me dying 16 times, Maple? Now, wait until you guys see gameplay of the build. Just wait until we get into the activity for the seasonal thing. Just you wait. Oh yeah, my dialogue volume is off. My subtitles are also off.
Has been for a long time. I was just speaking with the deputy commander. She's ready for
I like you. You're the best. Thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what he did. You're 1 week behind.
Hope, but she has been through.
Isn't this week 4 though?
Her own personal dark age. Yeah, that's a bad hand to be dealt. Maybe this can wait. Unless you want to tip one back. Talk about the bad old days.
It's week 5.
What is that? Motor oil? Battery acid? Only one way to find out.
Oh.
You and I are among
Oh, I'm real behind, huh?
Centuries we've orbited each
That's
other.
okay. More opportunity to show off the build, right?
Why not? Maybe another time.
I think this is the end of week 3 as well, right?
I think Kaido's actually mellowed that old wolf out a bit.
Oh, do I just have to still sit here and wait? I'm witnessing the conversation. I witnessed all of it. Witness. Oh, witness? No way. Bring the coral to Sloan. Here's the coral. Now do I have to watch you talk for 20 minutes? How did I put that in there? There's no hole or anything. I'm over here, dum-dum.
Shrouded in darkness. A promise of something more. Two halves of a whole, long divided. Schism between them. Reunited. A glimpse beyond. To the beginning.
Is it just me, or like for those like little bits or whatever, does it just feel like they just like picked a bunch of random words for her to say?
The plan's working.
Ooh, sword.
It's getting easier.
Speak with the drifter. Wait, is the holo projector?
Saladin 4.
Okay, there we go.
To what do I
Defeat Scorn on Savathun's throne world. Oh my god.
battle days like you said.
20?
And that
Seemed like that many.
bar you used to tend at the base of Fellwinter Peak. You went by Wu Ming, as I recall. Made some coin selling drinks to the Iron Lords. Then spent it.
It's fine, Steven. Mine's Subsistence Frenzy, which is my favorite. Adrenaline Junkie's fine for grenade builds, though. Not just you, I skip them now. I kind of skip a lot of dialogue in this game. Especially, I don't know about you guys, but like, I cannot listen to holo projector ones. The holo projector pieces of dialogue, I cannot watch those. I can't. The holo projector things cannot keep my attention. Die. Can I just jump into a lost sector? I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Vokiar. It's the most random quest ever. Alright, you guys ready to see this shit? Hold up, I need to get to the enemies. This could be one of my biggest build videos ever. I can already call it. This one's gonna get so many views. Ready? Oops. It's a big statement. I mean, like, it looks so, like, it just, the builds that look really cool get more views than the builds that are good. Now, like, don't get me wrong, this build is good, but, like, it looks really, really cool. Complete a deep dive activity. Did I really just get... Did it send me to the throne world for 6 seconds to kill a couple scorn for the quest? If anyone would like to join my fire team for the deep dive... there's my join code. If anyone wants to join my fire team for the deep dive. Just please give me commendation. Wait, deep dive? Yeah, deep dive. Also, y'all, if you don't normally watch my live streams, and I don't know, you want to watch more of my live streams, usually I'm live on Twitch instead of YouTube. So follow my Twitch real quick right now. That's where I'm usually live. So if you want to see more of my live streams, that's where I'm usually live, like testing out builds and coming up with new builds, and that's where I get all my background footage, stuff like that. You know, what's up, Prelapse? Thanks for the follows, y'all. Madwalker, Crow, Lily, Leo. Enhance energy weapons, enhance airborne damage? Nah, I'll go enhance energy weapons. This build seems like Arc Hunter with extra steps. No, it can... This build is a lot more ranged than Arc Hunter is. And...
The more I commune with Asa, the more dangerous these will get. We'll be quick.
I trust this fire team to get the job done.
Where's the stupid lever?
Everyone comes back in one piece.
Oh, there it is. You dick. This build's more like about zone control and like range CC, whereas Arc Hunter is more about like extremely close range, like just fucking obliteration. I've been thinking too about like getting merch made for every build going forward. So that if people want to, like whatever their favorite build is, they can like buy a piece of merch of it. Whether it's Arc Hunter, Stasis Hunter, Arc Warlock, or Void Titan.
Asa can feel a horde of coral nearby. It's been harvested. Draw out whoever did it, and I'll keep reinforcements off your back.
Deep dives. Like I just made this mug. I just made this mug. You can't really see it, but it's got the quote from the Cerberus Vey strike, the intro to Cerberus Vey from Destiny 1, where it's whether we wanted it or not, we've stepped into a war with the Cabal. That's what the mug says, the full thing, but it's the first letter of each word. This is the piece of merch I just made. Cause like, one, I don't really have any mugs that I love, and two, I thought it like, it's funny because it's like it's hard to remember that entire thing, so if you have a mug that says every letter, it makes it easy to remember. Making your teammates cry? I don't want to do tier 7 deep dive. I just want to get done with the quest so I can see the new cutscene. Arc Soul moment. Radiant Dance Machines? Yeah, this is the only subclass that I think Radiant Dance Machines are actually good on. Nah, I'm not streaming on Kick. Kick is too it's too clunky at the moment. It has a long way to go in terms of quality of life features and stability features and stuff like that. Task only get kills with your abilities. Easy task.
That's our target. Strike quickly while Sloan draws off reinforcements.
The nice thing about this too is that the mods I've set up on it, you can toss your grenade to get your class ability back more quickly. So like even when your class ability does eventually run out from if you're out of range of enemies or something like that, or if you accidentally use it not next to an enemy like I did just there, you're still good. What about using slow dodge? So I was gonna use slow dodge, but the problem with slow dodge is it only applies 40 stacks of slow per dodge, meaning you would have to dodge 3 times to to freeze an enemy. Whereas you only have to throw 2 shurikens. So I feel like it's faster to dodge twice and throw 2 shurikens than it is to dodge 3 times. And if you just do that instead, then you open up an aspect slot for a different aspect. And you can do something like Touch of Winter, which allows you to get significantly more grenades, which gives you even more ranged CC. Or if Touch of Winter theoretically would have been the one that you kept, then you can then do Grim Harvest along with Elemental Charge to get armor charge stacks from the shards that you're generating, which is like every single enemy that you kill, because every single enemy is going to be slowed or frozen because you're just killing them all with shurikens. And if you're running the Rhyme Fragment, you also get Overshield from every single enemy that you kill, or HP or Overshield. But yeah, Shuriken is 60, so like, yeah, you could make the argument that like 1 dodge plus 1 Shuriken would freeze an enemy. But like, I don't know. To me, the current setup is the best. The setup that I've got right now is it gives you the most. It opens the most doors for you. Slow dodge doesn't work with RDM past first dodge? Oh, I didn't even know that. So yeah, all the more reason to... The nice thing too is if you're running bolstering detonation, when your grenade damages enemies, it gives you a chunk of class ability energy back. You're always guaranteed to get at least 2 procs of it if you throw it onto an enemy, because the enemy will just be frozen inside of it. Yo, Perk, thank you so much for the 8 months, dude. You don't have to get kills with the shurikens to keep RDMs going. You can get like very far away range kills with your gun. Keep it going. Perk, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months, dude. I appreciate it. So like right here, I lost my class ability, but I just throw my grenade right there. Look at my class ability. They're all frozen in there, so it'll keep ticking and doing damage. And then boop, we just get a big chunk. And then I shoot that crystal to get my stat boost from Whisper of Shards. And then my grenade's already back. And my infinite dodges. You can also, like, I can throw my grenade on him and just have him be frozen while I focus on other enemies. And like the shurikens ricochet. You barely even have to aim them. I can throw them at the wall and they'll still end up hitting stuff. It's like actually really funny. Hunter, your favorite class? Yeah, 100%. I love all the classes, but Hunter is definitely my favorite. the flashiest class. Always making sure to shoot the crystals so I proc my chains. Not chains, shards. High in content like master raids and GMs. Well, we can use it in GMs today. But I would imagine pretty well, because like if you can freeze every single enemy constantly, I feel like it's gonna work well in GMs. The one argument you can make for it not working as well in GMs is it's harder to have the RDM up. Because you're not killing as many things as quickly and as easily. But like you still have your grenade pretty much up 24/7, and kind of like it's a little different version of the build, but the previous version of the build that I had set up for this was Frosties, which was all focused around the grenade, and you pretty much have the same amount of like grenade energy regeneration with this build as you did with that one. So like your grenade spam is still practically as strong, but it's just now that your melee spam is also as strong as your grenade spam. So it's like now you have two different things that you can spam to freeze enemies in GMs, which I feel like is really, really good. I went the wrong way. There's a lever here somewhere. Oh yeah, I always forget where all the levers are. Chain semi-redundant in most content? Well, yeah. But when I do my build video, like I don't like to say like run these fragments for endgame, run these fragments for if you're solo, run these fragments for if you're blah blah blah, run these fragments in strikes, run these fragments in gambit, but you know, I just kind of like to say like, hey, this is a good general fragment setup. And then I leave it up to the player to look at the build and be like, I know he said this is good, but like I feel like this particular fragment would be very good for this very specific activity that I'm doing. And then like you have the power as the player, right, to say, okay, I'm gonna switch that fragment to this. How you show off the build? No, so the build will be shown off like bar for bar in the build video, which will probably release on Thursday. Thursday or Friday. Editor number 2 is taking care of this one, so while I'm working on another video. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll be done with it, but are you allowed for variability? Yeah, I mean Destiny is a very dynamic game. There is not a one correct answer to anything. And I never like looking at anything in a funnel. I feel like when you start looking at things in a funnel, that's when you start to come up with builds that work on paper but don't actually work in practice. Which is a trip that a lot of build videos that I've seen accidentally run into. Probably Thursday or Friday, Matt. Yeah, but like look at like, and then my grenade's already back up. Where's this enemy? Ah, snow globe. Powerful attraction work on every RDM dodge, every single one. Which is nice because I have heavy-handed to generate orbs on every single melee kill, which means, and then I have recuperation to heal me whenever I pick up an orb. So if powerful attraction picks up the orbs, I kill an enemy with the melee melee generates an orb, and then I dodge from RDMs to get the melee back, which also procs powerful attraction to pick up the orb to heal me. Why don't you think RDM works well with Strand? Why do you think it does work well with Strand?
Almost like we planned it, Guardian. Let's sink a little more and do it again. All egregore samples are safe in containment. Ready to punch a hole out of here?
How long do the shuriken kills extend RDM timer? Any kill extends RDM timer by 5 seconds. No, not Kudazad. Five seconds? I thought it was a fixed duration. What do you think fixed means? It is fixed. Every single kill is five extra seconds. Uh-oh. Remember when I said uh-oh? I was just kidding. Yeah, but like I have my next grenade up before my first grenade goes down. Oh my god, you're tanky. Be a damn shame if you couldn't hit me whatsoever because you were just permanently frozen. No impact induction. Got a little grenade kickstart action. I mean, I don't... When people ask me about Radiant Dance Machines for Strand, I don't really know what they're talking about, because Radiant Dance Machines doesn't work with the Strand dive, and it doesn't work with the Strand clone either. So, I don't... Are people using it for, like... with Gambler's Dodge to spam the rope dart? Because, like, I don't really see... Like, I feel like... Well, like, how would I say... I feel like it's better to use it, like, okay, so, like, the rope dart and stasis shurikens are kind of the same thing, except stasis shurikens freeze enemies. You know what I mean? Like, they both deal okay damage. They both ricochet to a bunch of different enemies. And they're both really easy to hit. They both, like, bounce around the arena. But shurikens freeze and the rope dart doesn't. Now, you could say, like, okay, well, Strand has other really good things, like shackle grenades and woven mail and stuff like that, and that is true. It's like, I suppose you could make that argument. But I don't know. Witness the conversation in the helm. Again? Oh, I have to give a commendation. Hold up. It's commendation giving time. Player left the activity. No. That's like the rope dart thing sounds too dangerous as well. Because, like, with an RDM build, you do have to be, like, kind of close to enemies, because obviously you need to be able to proc your Gambler's Dodges to spam your melees. And, like, part of a requirement for being able to safely do that is the fact that you're freezing every enemy that you're close to. Whereas with Strand, you wouldn't be freezing every enemy that you're close to, because the rope dart's not going to freeze. So... Oh yeah, Kyle, that's true. Because even if you did do, if you were spamming RDMs and like you threw a rope dart, dodged, and then immediately threw another one, and you tried to spam that combo, eventually when you try to press one of your melees, instead of throwing out another rope dart that you got from your gambler's dodge that you can do infinitely from RDMs, instead of throwing another one out, you're going to catch one of the previous ones that you threw out, which you never want to do, obviously, because you're just getting infinite of them from spamming dodges. And there's like pretty much nothing you can do to avoid that. So you're basically going to be stuck at certain points where you're like trying to spam throw rope darts, but like eventually you're going to get to a spot where like you're accidentally catching a ton of them instead of throwing the next one, and that's going to be super annoying. And not think of that. Yeah, that sounds really annoying. Yo, congratulations, Brock, on the solo flawless ghosts. Interact. What the heck? What am I? Oh.
This is awful.
Sure is. You ever been outside of Seoul?
Never
Are they just
heard
getting
of this.
drunk?
Can't say I recommend
Are they
it.
just getting slammed?
Saw some stuff while I was out there. Bad stuff. A world colder than you can imagine.
Send your friend requests. Unfortunately, I don't accept friend requests because my friend requests or my friends list is like basically full right now. I just use my friends list to add people that I like play with frequently, so I can easily join on them without having to type in their code every time.
Just started closing in.
Unfortunately, Bungie doesn't.
Itchy.
You can only have like 200 friends.
Froze to death. A lightless, final death. The others, they didn't go so quiet. Not until I shut them up. Not sure how long I stayed after that. Had to mod my ghost to survive. Used the parts from
Had to mod my ghost to survive. Wait, Drifter is a guardian?
I did what it took to get off world. And now I'm here.
Am I stupid for not knowing that Drifter
I'm
was a
no
guardian?
stranger to combat, but how did you leave it all behind?
I didn't.
He isn't
Some
anymore?
things you carry
How,
with you forever.
wait, what?
But eventually,
How do you stop being a guardian?
stop feeling too heavy to
Other than getting your ghost blown up. I mean, I guess Osiris
Drink, Drifter.
isn't a guardian anymore.
anytime, Sloan.
Also, I don't want people to call me a dummy for not knowing he was a guardian, because I'm getting very conflicting and contradictory messages in my chat right now about whether or not he has a ghost or whether or not he still is a guardian or if he killed his ghost. So it seems like y'all motherfuckers don't know either. Don't come at me for not knowing. So wait, where's his ghost? Is his ghost just like locked up in a cage? All right, Sloan, what spooky 12 words are you gonna yell at us this time?
Anathema. Calamity. That which
Anathema.
cannot
Calamity.
come to pass.
Chaos. Desert.
A wordless denial.
Baked beans. Ah!
Betrayal.
That's what I hear when when I listen to these.
The pursuit for the final shape.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I can't take it seriously. It's just like these like random words. Rowboat. Holographic Charizard. Ah!
We're almost there.
Accept. Speak with Saint 14. Yeah.
Saladin Forge. What do I owe pleasure? Just thinking of
Wait, Saladin's last name is Forge?
that bar used to tend a case of Felwinter Peak. You went by Ming, as I recall. Made some coin selling drinks to the Ironborns. Then spent it hiring them to do jobs on the side.
This is like in the Borderlands expansion.
I remember.
When you learn that the character Mr. Torg, their last name isn't actually Torg. And then like, wait, what is your last name? That's why he's Valus Forge? I have never heard that name in my entire life. It's because Drifter was drifting away from the light? Oh, that's why they call him Drifter, dude. I just figured it out. Chat, the reason his name is Drifter is because he drifted away from the light. Think about it. I should make a lore video on that. I just solved the whole puzzle.
Guardian, hello.
Wait, what? Defeat Hathrek, the what?
We had clans in the city when I was a
The
kid.
Glass Weird.
I might never have
In
left.
the Extraction Lost Sector. What are these seasonal quests? Why do these seasonal quests literally just... no, I don't want to complain about Destiny too much. It's got me in trouble in the past. But I know y'all know what I'm thinking right now. I know all y'all know what's on my mind. I paid $12 so the game could tell me to go to a lost sector from last expansion. Quests. Am I wrong? Like, I just... You know what's always, like, really interesting to me? So, like... Okay. Stay with me here, y'all, because I'm going to lose you initially. I'm going to lose you initially, but then I'm going to pick you back up, okay? Just trust me. Okay? So, we can all agree that Curse of Osiris... really, really bad, right? Like, type 1 in chat if you agree that, like, when Curse of Osiris released and we were playing Curse of Osiris, you were like, dude, this is bad. You know what I mean? Like, we all agree. Curse of Osiris was not good. We were not happy with it at the time. Give me my token proc. But the weird thing is, if at this current state in Destiny, if in this current state of the game, if next season we got, if in the new season, if in season, whatever, 20, whatever it is, what are we in right now, 21? So if in season 22, if Bungie gave us a new destination, a brand new raid lair, a new very short campaign, 10 brand new guns, we would say that that's like one of the best seasons ever. Would we not? Would that not be like one of the best seasons ever made? Something to think about. And I know you might be like, well, Mac, that doesn't make any sense. That's a stupid argument. Because Curse of Osiris was an expansion. Okay, Mac? You fucking idiot, you dillweed. Expansions are not seasons. It's like, okay, fine, true. Take the naming out of it though. Remove the nomenclature. Get rid of season, get rid of expansion, get rid of all that. Curse of Osiris was what? 20 bucks? Oh, cool, we're done with that quest. Curse of Osiris was 20 bucks. And our current seasons are 12 bucks. So for $8 extra than we currently pay, we got an extra full campaign, an extra destination, and an extra brand new raid. For $8 more. Isn't that kind of crazy? That like back then when Curse dropped, we were like, this is the worst thing in the entire world. Like, how could Bungie think this is acceptable? Like, nowadays, if we had a season that gave us a brand new destination, a full campaign with actual campaign missions, and a brand new raid, we'd be like, whoa. Love your builds, but man, is it annoying to watch you play. Think I stick to just build videos in future rather than watch you try to be funny by taking nothing seriously. I don't try to be funny, Lore Seeker. I succeed at being funny. Make sure you know, don't get it twisted. Oh my god. Lore Seeker, I would prefer you actually watch nothing of mine, if it's all the same. You I mean, listen, in fairness, we've only had one interaction, so it could be like an off day, but like first impression, you know, you kind of seem like a dick. So if this is how like you normally are, yeah, just go. You can go watch someone else. I think that'd be best for both of us. Didn't they say they were gonna have stasis rework? I don't recall them talking about a stasis rework.
Our minds are one, linked by the darkness. But only for a moment. I must borrow Sloane's voice to speak my words. Please.
Was this where I actually get story? Real story? This is the cutscene that everyone was talking about?
Before you can confront the witness, you must understand it. The witness's first victims were once like you, struggling for survival, bolstered by hope, until their hopes became reality. They called it the Gardener, their deity of life. It ushered them into a golden age. For eons, they prospered.
How long is an
But
eon?
the newfound God never spoke to them. It lavished them with gifts, but not with guidance. And though they lived in paradise, they came to crave a greater purpose.
It's the pyramid people.
They desired meaning, structure, a winnower.
So wait, the pyramid people used to be guardians?
Garden. Their scholars discovered that the Gardener shared a connection with another entity among the stars. They called it
The Veil!
And when they found it, they arrived to claim it. They already knew much about the light, how it could bend the laws of the universe and create life. But they came to realize that it could bring ruin just as easily. The cosmic events it set in motion could wipe out entire civilizations in a heartbeat, without reason. And so they saw the light, not as a source of prosperity, but of unfettered chaos. By studying the Veil, they came to know the darkness. A power that was shaped by thought and consciousness. And in the darkness, they found the means to carve away the chaos of existence, to calcify it into a final shape. Eternal and perfected. They brought the Veil back to the Gardener in an attempt to strengthen their connection. There, they could reshape reality itself.
Wait, why does that work like that?
The Gardener would not allow it,
How did they know the veil
and
is...
so it fled their world. But they would not be deterred. Having witnessed the truth
Oh, is the
of
witness all of the...
darkness,
Is it a bunch of people?
they used its binding power to merge themselves into the salvation they craved.
The witness is all of them put together? Yeah.
Began the witness's pursuit. Its campaign to impose meaning on a meaningless universe. One that is nearly at its end.
Damn, that's a really good cutscene. So the witness is like 1,000 people combined into one. Wait, so... Okay, wait. Yo, what's up, Zeke? Zeke, thank you so much for being an exotic member for 9 months. You're the goat, dude. Thank you, thank you. Okay, well, I'll actually listen to this.
Well, now we've heard what Asa had to tell us. We know our enemy better than ever. To think that it all started with the need for purpose. How that need
Are we the bad guys?
an obsession.
Is the
What
witness
bothers
right?
me most is how much I understand it. This mission, it's my purpose, my reason for being, my guiding light. Without it, I'm lost. I don't know who I am or what I'm supposed to do. And that lack of direction, it's harder to face than 1,000 battles. I felt the same about my previous mission when I held the line on Titan. And if I'm being honest, it feels like I failed. I survived, but for what reason? What was it all meant to achieve?
Dude, is...
The only answer I've found is to learn what Asa knows. If I can do that, it will all have been worth it.
Is this game just all about existential
Our link ended
crises now?
before Asa could explain how to get through the portal. The bond took its toll. But we'll both be ready again soon. When that time has come and gone, then I can feel like I accomplished the mission.
How does Asa know all this shit? Zeke, thank you so much for the 9 months of exotic membership, dude. How you doing, man? Or are you not here again today, Zeke? I have to scroll up and ban that one dude. The lore seeker guy? I don't... Get him out of here. How did the witness people... that's what I'm calling them, by the way. I'm calling them the witness people. How did the witness people know that they could combine the Veil and the Traveler? And what do they think that it's gonna do? Like, I don't... I still don't know what the Veil is. So, like, is the Veil just like the Traveler but for darkness? Is that all it is? So is the Witness just like a darkness guardian? I don't... That kind of answered stuff, I guess, but I'm still very, 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 very confused. Bungie doesn't know yet? Oh, Bungie doesn't know yet? They'll tell us when they figure it out. They studied the connection between the two? Yeah, but like what? Yeah, what did they find? What did they figure out? You know? What's up, Gaming Wombats? What's up, Chase Jackson? Hope you're having a good lunch break, homie. Bife has posted a video already about it. What's up, Wayne? All caps.
My name is Bife here. Okay, so, there's no script for this. I mean, there's a tiny bit of a script while I summarize the cutscene that we got this week. But I think I should preface this by saying that this will be more than one video. This will most definitely be multiple videos following things up. And I think it's fair to also start with some actual summary of what's going on and then to lend a little bit of a voice to everything that has been said by the community at this point. So, first of all, we're going to go ahead and talk about what happened.
I know the summary. Ace, thank you so much for becoming a brand new member. Has anyone watched this already?
That was spurned by the Traveler in their attempt in Destiny's story. We now finally understand the origin of the Witness, that it is not an individual but an entire collective consciousness of a whole people, an entire civilization that was spurned by the Traveler in their attempt to control its primordial chaos. We now also know that the Winnower and Gardener are allegories told through the mythology of the Witness's people, allegories representing control and chaos. We also understand now that the Veil and the Traveler are the two original entities as best we can understand. We do not have the original creation behind these two forces of power, but we do know that they had to exist before the Witness's people, and as a result we can understand perhaps what is first within the universe. This does, however, throw more questions from old times back into the mix.
Yes, it does.
The mythology of the Winnower and the Gardener created a convenient understanding of the birth of the universe.
I am still so confused. Angie, thank you so much for upgrading to a legendary member. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Angie.
That understanding is now changed, and it's not clear what's going on anymore. The story of the unveiling may well simply be allegory for the nature in which the Traveler abandoned the people who made up the Witness. Ultimately, there are so many answers here that I can't possibly go over.
Didn't the Traveler abandon them, though, because they were trying to, like, kill it, basically? By sticking the veil onto it? I mean,
all of them in a single video. Simply explaining the cutscene is one thing, but combining it with everything to do with what we've learned about the Witness's people from Arsa, what we've learned about the Veil from the various logs that have been left behind by Chioma Essie, and what we now know about the Traveler and its various communications. All these are topics that I need to talk about, and will definitely be talking about for some weeks. But today I wanted to go ahead and use this moment to voice a few thoughts. Does this cutscene answer some questions? Absolutely it does, and I'm glad that we finally have answers to these very important questions. But, and this is most definitely my complaint here.
I was gonna say it should happen in Lightfall.
Season of the Deep, was completed and finished and planned before Lightfall was deployed. This was a conscious choice to separate off this particular part of the narrative into a different season and to leave people with questions. I know this is a dead horse and that I'm beating it again, but I cannot in good conscience sit here and make this video and not pretend as though this isn't something which some people are going to be incredibly frustrated by. It's awesome that we have the answers, and you know what? I love the narrative that's being told here. It's got a lot of interesting places that it can go, but there is a really sour taste in my mouth after this one. I can't help but sit here and think that this is one of those moments at which the content itself is great, but the mechanism by which it's being deployed is abysmal. This cutscene, this should have been one of the central pillars of Lightfall. This should have been something that we got as a revelation.
Like, learning who the Witness is, and, like, because, like, we knew, in terms of, like, progressing our understanding of the Witness, like, Witch Queen introduced us to the Witness. And then Like you would like Lightfall was supposed to advance the character of the witness. But we knew just as much about the witness at the end of the Lightfall campaign as we knew about the witness at the very beginning of the Lightfall campaign. Which I feel like is like really not good.
Maybe halfway
right?
through the campaign, maybe in this moment where we were
It makes you feel like nothing actually happened.
able to link with some powerful artifact found within Callus's possession. Maybe this was a moment at which we interrupted something. Maybe we learned this directly from the Veil itself. No matter what, this should not have been a part of the story of Season of the Deep. This should have been part of the central plot of Lightfall.
You know what's crazy too is that all of this content, like this cutscene and like learning about the witness and stuff like that, it goes away at the end of the year when we start Final Shape. So anyone who joins the game when Final Shape starts, they are not going to have any clue what's going on whatsoever, and there is nothing in the game that will allow, or at least not yet, there's nothing in the game that will allow them to figure out what's going on, because it'll be removed. So the only way that they'll be able to actually know what's going on is by like watching YouTube videos, like this one. That's the only way that they'll be able to figure out like if you're a brand new player and you have no friends in Destiny and you're like, oh, Final Shape, cool, I'm going to give it a try. And then you log on and you start playing Final Shape, you're going to be like, wait, who is this guy? What's going on? Like, oh, maybe there's some content I can play that will like give me more info on him. But no, all that content's going to be gone.
This created an understanding, not just of what the Veil might be.
If it was in Lightfall, then it would be fine, because the Lightfall campaign will still be in the game. They could play the Lightfall campaign and then do the Final Shape campaign.
But also of what the witness is and why we should care. It helps us to understand the nature of the Final Shape, which creates stakes within the story, because now we know that the witness is attempting to rewrite all of...
So is the Final Shape the like the Final Shape? Is that the combination of the Traveler and the Veil? It's like you have Traveler, Veil, and then if they're 2 in 1, that's the Final Shape. Is that like kind of what we just learned? Or is the Final Shape what the witness is going to do with the power that they acquire by sticking them together? Because I don't really get... It's all very like vague and cryptic. I don't really get what any of it means.
Of reality. Those are about as big stakes as you can get in Destiny.
Okay.
Rewriting reality is definitely something we want to keep the witness from doing, and so we have every single reason to then stop the witness from claiming the Veil. So yeah, you have great stakes that could have been set up there. More importantly, whilst it is one of those things that doesn't fully explain the nature of the Veil, it tells us enough about it to let us know that it is important, that it has been there for a very long time, that it's a primordial and mysterious force in the universe, and that it is linked and similar in a certain sense to the Traveler.
Dude, the witness is going to win. He's going to win, and he's going to succeed in rewriting reality. And that's how Bungie is going to move away, because they said, like, this is the end of the Light and Dark saga. So the way the Light and Dark saga is going to end is the witness is going to win. And he's going to rewrite reality. And then the new reality is going to be what starts off the new story saga of Destiny. Right?
In a weird way, the Veil being mysterious works really well if you can explain the whole point here of why the witness is trying to actually claim it. I would have been okay with the Veil mystery being unveiled at a later date if we'd actually understood these stakes. Now let's be clear, we still don't fully understand this link and what the witness has done and where the witness has gone, but we at least now know why the Veil was important, and we understand what the stakes are here. This should have been in Lightfall. You could still have unpacked a ton of those mysteries to do with what the Veil is, where the witness has gone, how to follow it, in the follow-up seasons. But unfortunately, we are left in this moment with answers that should have been in our laps 4 or 5 months ago. I'm sorry, but this will be a huge lesson because it is a failure. And I will reiterate for the sake of nuance here, the delivery of the content is the failure, not the content itself. The actual writing that's been done here, the ideas behind everything, how it links into the various mythologies.
Final Shape raid name got leaked. Yeah, please don't say any leaks in here.
And rumors that we've always half understood about the darkness, the witness, the traveler, the winnower, all of these different ideas. It's excellent. It ties everything together neatly with a bow on top. But whoever decided that this should be something separated out from Lightfall and put into the Season of the Deep should not have made that decision. And I'm really sorry, but that is a decision that carries the weight of Lightfall's failure. That is not something that Season of the Deep gets to.
This might make me sound like a huge asshole. So I'll preface that with this. And like, work with me here, because I am autistic, so like it's tougher for me to grasp like these concepts of like empathy and, you know, tiptoeing around like feelings and stuff like that. Like when I'm thinking about these types of things, it's just pure like logical manner. But like, why do we have to tiptoe so much just to like be able to say like this was a really like, why do we need? And I'm not saying it's like Bife's fault or anything. I think Bife is playing like the smart game, right? And his approach to it. I think like the very nuanced approach is good. But like, why for feedback to be listened to, do we have to like tiptoe around it for like 5 minutes just so that we're allowed to say like, hey, this was a really bad choice? You know what I mean? Like, why is it not enough to just like flat out be like, yeah, putting this cutscene in a season instead of putting it in the main campaign was a bad choice. You guys really shouldn't do that again. Like, what? I don't know. You know what? Yeah, Bife is definitely a lot more polite than I am. So it could be that. It could just be like a politeness thing. Maybe like I said, maybe I'm just a dick. But I mean, I don't know. It's like calling a spade type thing. Because I don't know. It's like, are we so incapable of like decoupling the decisions that were made from the people who made them? Right? Like if I say like, hey, this was a crappy decision to put this cutscene in Season of the Deep instead of the main story, like I'm calling the decision crappy. I'm not saying anything bad about the person who made the decision or the team that made the decision or anything like that. I'm just saying so like don't do that decision again, right? But then why does it always then become like, why are they always coupled, right? You'll say, hey, it was a really bad decision to put this in Season of the Deep. And then everyone will say like, oh, well, why are you going after Bungie? Why are you saying bad things about the people that make decisions about the game? Why are you saying bad things about the people who write the story? And it's like, I'm like, what? We're not. No one said anything of that nature. Like, I always see it happen, and I just think it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's just like a defense mechanism from people that like don't want to hear bad things about the game or something like that, or like from people that disagree. But it's like, it's okay to disagree, but I don't like it when the types of things that like Bife is saying right now get really misconstrued. And I I think like, again, it's not, I'm not blaming Byte for doing what he's doing, because I think he's doing a really smart, I think he's being really smart about it. He is taking 5 minutes to say what can be said in 30 seconds because he does not want to be misconstrued. And he does not want what he's saying to be like taken out of context or to have like, you know, to be misrepresented or anything like that. So again, like I think like Byte is doing this exactly the way he should, from like a minimizing all risk route. But like, why is that necessary in the first place? You know what I mean? What, like, why do we have to go, you know, why can't we just say like, this shit should have been in Lightfall? It was a bad decision, and you know, I don't know.
To take credit for.
Again, maybe I'm just a dick, but
Quality of the story beat that's being told. Absolutely. The delivery of that story to us 4 months after the fact. Absolutely not. It is a core pillar of why Lightfall's narrative failed, and I think that it would be a dereliction of some duty of mine to sit there and talk about this cutscene without
I love your videos. Thank you, Beach Lady. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching them.
So yeah, that's unbelievably disappointing, and I have to be honest with this. Whilst I'm going to unpack a lot more to do with this cutscene, and whilst I'm going to be going over the revelatory significance of it over the next...
No, I did not announce that I was live on Discord. I apologize. I'll do it in a
few
bit.
weeks, I needed to say this first. This cutscene, or some variation of it, should have been in Lightfall. No ifs, no buts. Simply, it should have.
Yep.
And I'm sorry if you disagree with me on that, but I don't think that many of you do.
Nope.
If you do agree with me, we're going to go ahead and throw something out here, because this is a teachable moment. If you agree, leave a like on the video, just like we did when it came to the criticism and when it came to the stuff to do with the Veil.
You got me.
You know what? This is the second part to that criticism, and leaving a like here hopefully spreads this message. It is not to do with the fact that it is a bad story. It is to do with the fact that it was carved into two, when it realistically should have been served together. You can't make a car by simply creating...
This 100% should have been in Lightfall. Well, remember that like the Lightfall that we got wasn't supposed to exist originally. When Lightfall was first released, it was supposed to be what is now Final Shape. You know? It was supposed to go Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall, done. But then it went Beyond Light, Witch Queen, and then what was supposed to be Lightfall got pushed back and renamed to Final Shape. And then new Lightfall is this.
Everything but for the wheels and leaving them next to the unfinished chassis and call it a day. That is kind of what it feels like. We got Lightfall and it felt like a car without wheels. It wasn't going anywhere. We now have the wheels and we understand how everything was supposed to work. But it's too late. We've all been disappointed by that car. So yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here and say that as the main thrust of this video. And it's a shame, because you know what? This should be a day when everyone is utterly blown away, and I'm sure it still is for a lot of us. But I can't not talk about that. This should have been in Lightfall. If you agree, go ahead and hit the like button. I don't think this needs to be rammed home in the same way that a lot of other criticism does, but I think that this is something we need to say as a community loud and clear when it comes to the narrative. So, if you agree, hit the like button, and if you have any thoughts of your own, leave them down below in the comments, and please do be respectful. This is still a moment of feedback, and even though this is a lesson which hopefully should be glaringly obvious to all of the developers, if there's any other critique you have, constructively leave it below. I also want to reiterate that whenever something like this comes up, there are a number of people out there in the community who needlessly harass developers. And to those people, I would like to remind you all to touch some grass and leave. Get off the internet. This is a video game,
Yeah,
and yes, it's disappointing.
Oh yeah, Bife is smart, man. He always covers every single. Dude, I need to take some Bife classes. He knows exactly, like, he hits every single point every single time of how to not have his argument misconstrued. Every single time. He's smart in the way he does things. He doesn't leave any room for people to put words in his mouth. It was mostly rant canon. It was mostly rant. Yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think, yeah. Lightfall. Do you guys think it would be good or bad if Bungie came out and was basically just like, if they came out and they were just like, hey, we fucked up on Lightfall. This is when it started. This is what it was originally supposed to be. This is everything we drummed up as fast as we could. Like just their mindset and process behind Lightfall, and like kind of an autopsy as to why it led to something a bit lackluster. That'd be good. Or would that just like, I don't know. Cuz I feel like people don't trust Bungie anymore. And I think a part of that is because people never see Bungie admit when they do something wrong. So it gives the impression to the community that Bungie is not aware that they're ever doing anything wrong. And if the community is under the impression that Bungie never thinks that they do anything wrong, then from the community's point of view, Bungie will never change anything. And if they think Bungie will never change anything, then that's what leads to people quitting. So I think, like, you hear the term tone deaf a lot, but I'm wondering, because like right now people are losing trust in Bungie, but I'm wondering if Bungie came out and basically said like, yeah, hey, here's all the ways we admit that we've messed up. Would that lead to even lower trust? You know what I mean? Developers don't have the control over what gets released. No, I never blame developers for anything. Developers don't make decisions. Developers are told, hey, this is what we're shipping at this time, and they make it. It's like, these types of things are never a developer's fault. These are management's fault. These are the fault of management and executives. Management and executives are who I blame for the current issue of direction with Destiny, because they're the ones who are steering the ship. It's like the dude that's like making the Strand abilities, like that, they're not fucking, they have nothing to do with any of this. Or like the motherfuckers that are making the cutscenes. The people that are making the cutscenes aren't like, they're not sitting there going, yeah, we want this cutscene to be released in Season of the Deep. No, it's a higher up that says, hey, cutscene team, you need to make this cutscene by this date. And then they say, okay, here's the cutscene. And then management decides when it goes out. So it's the higher ups. It's not the art teams. It's not the developers. It's not the It's not the people that actually like code the game or like do shit like that. It's in these situations, it's always higher ups. That's how it is. Even if they even offered a public test server, that'd be a sign of good faith. I don't think you even need that. I think literally all you need is like. Oh, see, I don't know though. If you have Bungie write a whole article that says like, "Hey, we know we've been dropping the ball. Here's where we've been messing up." Like, I feel like that could lead to even lower trust across the Destiny community. You know what I mean? Because then the Destiny community would be like, "Oh, like, well, if they're saying that they're doing wrong stuff, like, we don't trust them anymore." Because they said themselves they don't know what they're, you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's really, really hard. Cutscenes are done by a separate company, so they just make the animations. I don't think all the cutscenes are outsourced. Who keeps joining on me? I don't know what's going on right now. I'll change that to this. Did you watch the Ascross video about monetization in Destiny 2? Yes, I watched that yesterday. Yep. I watched that yesterday. I agreed with literally every single thing in Ascross's video, bar for bar, except for the pay-to-win section. The pay-to-win section, I wasn't quite on board with. We weren't, I wasn't really picking up what he was putting down. But the, literally every single other thing that he said. Yep. The thing about the pay to win section in Ascross's video, like technically speaking, he is right. Like technically, like by the definition, so like he gave like a definition of pay to win somewhere, right? Here we go, boom. Destiny 2 is pay to win when an unfair advantage in obtaining great loot is only accessible to players who spend more money than what is essential to play access content in Destiny. Well, actually, I wouldn't even... well, actually, by this definition, Destiny wouldn't be pay to win either. Because of the word only. Because, like... like I don't necessarily agree with the definition, but like you could make the argument that Destiny is pay to win because if you pay money, you can gain access to upgrade modules and deep site resonance on the season pass more quickly. And so like technically speaking, you are paying for an advantage in a game. That being said, I do not think that advantage is significant in any capacity to label Destiny 2 as a pay-to-win game. Like, if Bungie set up a store in the game where you could go to Eververse and it literally said, put in your credit card number for 250,000 Glimmer. Is that pay-to-win technically? Yes. Does it matter whatsoever? No. It's Glimmer. It's Glimmer. It's deep site harmonizers. It's upgrade modules. Like you're not like it's not significant in any capacity. That being said, he did make a point about this being a slippery slope. So I can see the argument of like, oh, well, it's upgrade modules and deep site harmonizers right now, which yeah, we don't really care about, but like, you know, what's stopping them from then doing it with an armor piece? And then they do it with a high stat roll armor piece. And then they do it with a gun. And then they do it with an adept weapon. So like I get the slippery slope argument. But like right now, I would not say that Destiny 2 is pay to win in a manner that matters. I have a lot of Bright Dust available apparently. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense But yeah, I would say Destiny 2 is not pay to win. Oh fuck, I did not mean to pull that. I would not say Destiny 2 is pay to win in like in any meaningful way. Someone who didn't play Forsaken, Lightfall, and need to catch up on red borders? Yeah, but you can also get red borders just by playing the game. In fact, that's the main way to get them. And even if you do pay for season rank passes, you are still like, you still have to get the gun to drop. Like, yeah, it doesn't have to be a red border version, but you still have to get the weapon itself to drop so you can use the harmonizer on it. So it's like, it's so minuscule. But like, I mean, that's where it's kind of like a difference of opinion. So I, like, if you're in the camp of like, you know, I'm sitting over here, I'm like, yeah, maybe technically it is pay to win, but not in a meaningful way. But like, you're sitting over there and you're like, no, I disagree, Mac. I think being able to pay for upgrade modules and deep state harmonizers is a problem. Then like, that's just, that's subjective of enough of an area where we could be like, oh, okay, well, that's just an area where we like kind of disagree on, you know? Because like, I don't disagree that it's technically by the definition pay to win. I just disagree that the pay to win systems that are currently implemented are meaningful or impactful. Like, there's a big difference in being able to pay for an upgrade module, which you can get from Banshee for Glimmer, versus being able to pay for like an Adept Wendigo. Or being able to pay for, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, I could totally understand different opinions on that. Like, couldn't you theoretically make, like, by that same logic, couldn't you make the argument that Destiny is pay to win because you have to buy the expansions to get the new guns from the expansions? Like let's say you're a PvP player and the best gun is Immortal, but let's say you have to own Lightfall to get the Immortal. Does that mean Destiny 2 is pay to win because you have to buy Lightfall so that you can get Immortal? Like, technically, by the definition of the term, yes, but like, it's hard. It's hard. It's a hard. It's a weird area. Medium gift of Bright Dust. Nice. Are there... Did we get a Sora refresh? If you suck at PvP, you could pay for a carry. That's not pay to win, though. Because pay to win would be if you suck at PvP, you can buy a free trip to the lighthouse. That's very different.
Your return honor.
A joke? Oh, okay. I couldn't tell, sorry. Text chat makes it hard to tell what's a joke and what's not. Yo, what's up, Danny? My bad? No, you're good, dude.
Check.
Yeah, no. Weird situation. Weird situation. Please be a stasis melee build. Oh yeah. Do you guys want me to show you the thumbnail? Like the actual thumbnail? Well, actually, first, I think now's a good time because I'm about to do a solo Grandmaster Nightfall for this week. I think it's Fallen Saber. So I'm gonna do the solo GM. So I'm gonna switch over to Twitch for the solo GM. And so we'll switch over to Twitch and then I'll show you guys like the thumbnail, the actual thumbnail for the new build video that's going to be released on Thursday or Friday, and then we'll do the solo GM and hang out. I like Twitch too because I can play whatever music I want over there. So if you guys want to continue watching the live stream, you want to watch us solo this week's Grandmaster, see the new thumbnail and stuff like that, and just continue watching the stream, go ahead and head on over to Twitch. I'll be live there in like 60 seconds, however long it takes me to switch my settings in OBS. But I'll see you over there. See you soon.